How's everyone doing? Hold on one second. Can you turn that music down? Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh yeah, how's everyone doing? My name is Edward, but you can call me Edboy. So, as we know, this year will be Sonic's 25th anniversary, and 10 years after the god-awful 15th anniversary. You know why. Anyway, we all know that Sega's releasing something this year, but the question is, what? There's actually been a rumor about the upcoming game being the true Sonic Adventure 3 we've been waiting 15 years for.
Wait, but wasn't Sonic 06?
No.
6?
No.
Adventure 3?
No! Anyway, it's just a rumor and not confirmed by Sega yet. And it's from 4chan. You know what comes from there. But hey, that doesn't mean we should brush it off. If it is true, it needs to be good enough so it doesn't kill the rest of the fan base. We're on life support after this nightmare came out.
Wait, wasn't that Adventure 3?
That's it, motherfucker, get over here!
Ah!
He's okay. I have a few ideas. Why don't we check him out? Yeah.
Baby, are we cool enough?
Coming at you! Thing number 1. It needs a good story. Now, the writers of the last few games haven't hit the ball at the park yet, but they have the potential to here. The adventure games don't have perfect stories, but they're still pretty good. Despite, a plot hole or two here and there. One story element from the two games is the blast from the past. There was an incident in the past that resulted in this situation. Think about it. The Echidna tribe tried to steal the Emerald's power and killed a bunch of innocent child, and it resulted in Chaos wanting revenge. Gun raided the Ark, killed everyone there, including Maria, and Professor Gerald wanted revenge. The formula hasn't really failed, and it would be great to see a Sonic story get dark once again. No, not that dark. I say you make a story where shit hits the fan because someone had one job in the past. Hell, make it a story based on a character from that past, and we can see how events unfolded. That would bring something new to the table. Furthermore, the story aspect would actually factor into my next topic, which is... Thing number 2. The villain should be threatening. One thing that the adventure titles did right was to have Eggman take the supporting villain role. In Adventure 1, Chaos was the big threat. In Adventure 2, Shadow was pulling the strings over Eggman, with Professor Gerald's revenge plot in motion. So, continue to build on that. Make a villain that is a huge threat to the world and have Eggman take the backseat. 06 and Unleashed also had this in the form of Solaris and Dark Gaia. And I'm not saying Eggman should be good, but the villain should be such a threat that it forces a team up once again. Unfortunately nowadays, it seems that Eggman is pretty much the one who's behind it all. Super Sonic needs a powerful enemy to face. An enemy who is such a threat that the level preceding the final boss is called End of the World. End of the World, goddammit! I know I just praised Sonic 06 for something. Don't get used to it. But seriously, I'd be pissed if we get another pushover villain. Thing number 3. Give other characters a chance. The last few Sonic games in the main series, that's right, Boom doesn't count, have had only Sonic as a playable character. This is fine, but why waste the other characters people like? The adventure games got this right because they had multiple heroes in their own storylines. A great concept because it allowed Sonic's friends to shine in the spotlight, though sometimes there's a character who doesn't deserve it. In Adventure 2, the multiple storylines were combined to just 2, with 3 characters sharing one storyline. This actually wasn't so bad, but I like solo stories a bit better. And when it comes to who should have that chance, it's not super easy, but I've got a few ideas. Sonic, duh. Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, maybe Silver, and another character, which can vary honestly. Personally, I think that last character slot can be filled by a brand new character, and I don't mean that lightly. Seriously. Please. Something I need to add is the roles that these characters need to play. For example, Tails as of late seems to be trapped in his Robin the Boy Wonder role with Bat Sonic. Yeah, let's make that a thing. In the adventure games, he had a coming of age when he realized he was capable of being a hero on his own. What happened? This was a great character and it was just thrown away. So forget that nonsense and make this game the one he finally steps up for real. If you need an idea, there's a YouTuber by the name of Mike Darklighter who makes source filmmaker animations with Sonic characters. In many of them, Tails steps up like a true hero. That's how it's done. Knuckles should be the badass guardian of the Master Emerald, not an idiot or a loudmouth. I mean, did he forget he had a responsibility or what? I mean, the Master Emerald and Angel Island are still there, right? Come on. Shadow is a reformed hero. He's done fighting with his past and is now a watchful protector. With Silver, well, you got me there. But, like I said, maybe him. The new character should factor in the story heavily like Shadow and Rouge in Adventure 2, and not be some useless add-on or a cool one but not important. Make the past character I mentioned earlier, or why not connect the stories? Make Chaos a playable character. That actually would be pretty cool. But it's mostly an open thing, honestly. I can't really say every character, but these are just good suggestions, while what should happen is a multiple character roster. It's been a staple for the other adventure games, you can't change that now. However many is up to you, but it should be at least 6, and I gave you 4. 5. I think Chaos would be really nice. The first 4 are mandatory, by the way. Thing number 4. Bring back the old styles of gameplay. Sonic is fast. He should be speeding through well-designed stages and there should be hype coming out of it. But let's not forget his platforming roots. As a 2D platformer, Sonic was legendary. His transition to 3D kept his momentum going. Temporarily. 3D platforming blew through the roof in the late 90s and it's obvious why. For its namesake, Adventure 3 needs to go back to that style. Of course, not that I dislike the high-speed gameplay, but it's not how the adventure games played. The closest the modern era came to adventure was Sonic Colors and kind of Sonic Lost World. I prefer to reuse Colors as style, but replace the boost with the spin dash. At least with this gameplay, you can bring the best of both worlds. Smooth and more expansive level design with plenty of platforming to do. Well, at least that's Sonic's gameplay. For Tails, I say, no race to the finish, or mech levels. Simple get from point A to point B, but let's differentiate him from Sonic. Why don't we slow the pace a little bit, give him some puzzle elements? I mean, he has a lot of gadgets, why not put those to good use? Now, I'm not saying go to Zelda levels of puzzle elements, but incorporate that in bits for every stage, and maybe in later stages have more complex things. I say this because you shouldn't break Tails' pace completely, but something needs to change. His stages should also be platforming heavy, more so than Sonic. I mean, he's a fox with 2 tails that can fly. Isn't that obvious? For Knuckles, I'm going to say I like the treasure hunting stages. Knuckles owns that gameplay and it brings variety. Now when it comes to these stages, it's best to look back at Sonic Adventure 1. Adventure 2 kind of ruined these stages with its gimmicks. I wasn't the only one who hated that the radar would only detect one at a time. This was way worse with the larger stages like Meteor Herd. Larger stages aren't bad, I love Meteor Herd, but we could use a little more to help us. I say, why not add a good map that's expandable, and boost the hint system instead of being so vague. But, like I said, keep these stages because they're pretty good as long as you retain the style from Adventure 1, with minor additions. Shadow, I don't need to say much. No vehicles, no guns. Simple, speed, gameplay. However, to differentiate him from Sonic, make him a little more combat oriented. Not much else, honestly. We all love the speed sections the most, so having 2 stories with them won't hurt. Now with the last 2, I mentioned how those can vary. If it's Silver, which would most likely be true, try adjusting his 06 gameplay to be similar to mech stages. Since mech stages are kind of a thing with the adventure series, we shouldn't get rid of them fully. I'm thinking that the more objects he grabs, the more enemies he can lock on and get a higher score. I don't really know, but just, go with it. With the last one, go ahead and surprise me. No, not like that. And please, no stupid gimmicks. Thing number 5, give us some good ass bosses. The adventure series bosses were meh. There were some that were pretty good, too many that were just way too easy, and some that were ridiculously frustrating. The best thing is to make the bosses more challenging, like the Egg Viper in Adventure 1, or the day bosses in Unleashed. Hell, the night bosses were pretty good too. The point is that there should be challenging bosses that are the least amount of frustrating. If we're dealing with our boy Eggman, make him a legit threat. Sonic Unleashed did this with the day bosses. Adventure 3 can do the same. And none of this...
You know what they say, the more the merrier. You know what they say, the more the merrier. You know what they say, the more the merrier. Curse it!
More of this.
Get a load of this! All systems, full power!
And look, one boss in each story can be ridiculously easy, but leave that for the beginning. You don't want to hold the player's hand the whole way. And this villain I mentioned, he's not going to be a no-show until the last story. No, he will be there. Or she. I'm not sexist. So yes, they will be there, and they of course will become progressively stronger each time you face them, similar to Chaos. And I want every playable character to face him or her. That's right, this bitch or bastard is going to get it from everyone. Okay, I'm gonna stop. On the other hand, what I really liked, at least in Adventure 2, were the hero bosses. You know what I mean.
Before this is over, I'll show you the true power of chaos control! Ready?
So awesome. Yes, hero battles should be back in their Adventure 2 form. Not this.
Oh no! Give it your best shot! Oh no!
And for sure, not this.
It's no use! It's no use! It's no use! It's no use! It's no use!
This time, I want everybody to fight each other. Like Sonic and Shadow get into a who's faster race or something. Sonic and Tails can spar for a bit. How about Knuckles and Shadow get into it over the Chaos Emeralds? Or maybe Tails took the last slice of pizza and Knuckles doesn't take it well. There are many ways to do this, but the boss battles need to be exciting. Do not do something as frustrating as Tails vs. Eggman 2. Please. Let the character's abilities factor in. But well, no simple, oh no, oh no, oh no. Do it right! I feel I need to mention how important Silver's boss fights are to be treated well. If you don't, it's no use! 0 out of 10. Thing number 6. Bring back the old style of music. What I mean is that you should go back to the rock music that was so great. Bring back the Knuckles raps, the small bits of jazz. I mean, remember this? Or this?
It's your name and Knuckles, and we're Media Herd. You ready to go in space? Help me get the emeralds. How about this?
Hold on, can we put that Final Egg song back again? I mean, you've been hearing some music in the background of this video. Seriously, that stuff was great, and a straight up guilty pleasure of mine. That doesn't mean get rid of the orchestral themes, but the other stuff seriously needs to make a return. Sonic Adventure still has the greatest soundtrack in my opinion. Sonic Adventure 2 lags behind it a little bit, then Sonic Heroes, and then so on and so forth. I still love the orchestral themes, but I really love the old music. In reality, Sonic games have never really disappointed with their music, except maybe on a rare occasion. So this is more of a straightforward suggestion than a lesson. Keep doing what you do with this music. Oh, and Crush 40, you're the guys.
Moving through your mind shift. Looks like it's come back to law.
Thing number 7. I've got a couple of other things to add. So we can't just have a game that's simple. we need a little more. Kart racing was not so great, in fact it was really stiff. Mario Kart, this ain't. Minigames are cool, but you gotta do them right. I don't really have many ideas for them, but what you can probably do is bring back some of the older ones and improve them, like Sky Chase or Twinkle Kart, or hell, even make the kart racing from Adventure 2 better. Multiplayer in Adventure 2 was fun, and it'd be nice to bring it back, but ultimately there's no loss if it's gone. Considering all the other multiplayer games like Smash Bros. And Mario Kart, you're not really going to expect a Sonic Adventure game, or really just a Sonic game, to be a huge multiplayer game. You just can't. Making the game open world is something I'd really like, but you'd have to do much better than Adventure 1. Just having a hub or adventure field won't cut it. I suggest going back to Station Square for nostalgic purposes, but expand it and make it feel more alive. The people shouldn't be statues in front of the burger shop, no, they should be normal humans doing normal human things. In beta versions you could see that was the plan, but they never went through with it. Why? Memory limitations? If so, I can understand that. For a Dreamcast game. Sonic Adventure 3 should be for PS4, Xbox One, Wii U, PC, and Mac. Yeah, no exclusives here. And you have games like The Witcher and Fallout around, there's no excuses anymore. Look, I'm not saying go to GTA levels of detail, but you have to do much better than some free space to run around. And you had something going with the mission mode in Adventure DX. Make side missions with a nice open city and plenty of action stages. You have plenty of room for more fun and replayability there. Emblems are nice, please do bring those back. You get the feeling of accomplishment when you collect them all. And then comes the reward. Now, I don't have a specific reward, but I suggest something like Green Hill Zone in Adventure 2. Give us something amazing. But there's one thing that an adventure game cannot do without, and that is the Child Garden. Love it or hate it, the Child Garden is a main staple of the adventure games. Besides its trash presentation and reboot title, the lack of a Child Garden is what kept Sonic 06 from being Adventure 3. I know the Child Garden isn't exactly the most fun, but it's still pretty good. You have another reason for replayability. Plus, it'll feel like we're back in the 90s again. Well, not really, just back in the old Dreamcast days. I don't need to mention any changes to the Child Garden because there's not really much wrong with it. It can be the same as it was in both, but mostly Adventure 2. See where I'm going with this? So guys, that's pretty much it. I only really had 7 things. Wait. 7 things. 7 emeralds. Now this year needs to be big for Sonic. He's 25 now and needs to stop sucking. Granted, if they were planning an Adventure 3 this year, they would probably be well through development. I hope, because I really don't want a rushed mess. We're in February now, and the most likely time for a Sonic game would be late June, because of his birthday on the 23rd. That's about 5 months. So we're probably not having an Adventure 3 like mine, or even an Adventure 3 at all. But that doesn't mean we won't ever have one, and if it comes later, that's more time to put ideas just like mine in place. So guys, I know my ideas aren't perfect, and many people may disagree with me, but that's why I'm open to other ideas, and why there's a comment section. So leave your ideas in the comments below, or if you agree but felt I was missing something, leave that below as well. Take a shot every time I mention ideas. Guys, I'm really glad I did this because I want to go do more things in my channel like top 10s, reviews, and other fun stuff. This was just the beginning and I want to go further and further with this, so thank you if you choose to support me. I really appreciate it, and you guys know the drill. Go ahead and leave a like, share it, and subscribe. Yeah, definitely share it so that way, you know, Sega, Sonic Team, all of them can see this. And we'll see you guys next video. So, happy anniversary, Sonic. I can't wait to see what comes from you this year. Wait, it's Zelda's anniversary too. 30 years. And we all know what's coming.